31 years of practicing law, and I have more people to thank than I can shake a stick at, folks. And the list is growing. I want to thank Judge Richard Conrad. I know he has passed on, rest in peace, but that man, when I was a young, fresh public defender in the early 90s, right? I started as defending criminal cases when I passed the bar in 93, and then I was doing misdemeanors and DUIs, and then I got a call to immediately start in Judge Conrad's felony division like that day. Now, Judge Conrad, I will have you know, was a very mean, gruff individual on the bench. He really was. And I didn't really know him other than the fact that everybody was afraid of this guy. And I'm sure a lot of people actually have pretty bad stories to tell about Judge Conrad. But if you got to know this judge, really got to know this judge, he was a great judge. He was a great person too. He was a wonderful person. But I'm telling you, when I first got there, I had to go to trial the next day. And you know, I have a whole bunch of trial cases like the next day because Judge Conrad got so mad at the other public defender that he called my boss, Joe DeRocher, and said, I am going to hold this public defender in contempt unless you get this public defender out of my courtroom and get somebody else in here ASAP. I had to drop what I was doing and literally go to Judge Conrad's courtroom as a replacement, and that's how I started in there. The next day was a trial day, and I got to trial day 15 minutes early. He reamed me a new one. I felt this tall. This was the first time as an attorney, because when you're a young attorney just doing it for like a year, you're very full of yourself. You think you know everything, and you're just on top of the world, right? Ego-wise. Judge Conrad, I'm 15 minutes early for trial, and now I blame my little colleagues in that division, but that's another story for another day. They should have told me. Judge Conrad starts his trial days 30 minutes before the docketed time. So I was 15 minutes late, even though I was 15 minutes early. Anyway, life lesson, right? However, this man turned out to be a wonderful human being. I really grew to enjoy being in his courtroom. I enjoyed him as a person. He's a great guy. But man, he was harsh. He had a rough exterior. And unfortunately, you didn't want to be a public defender in his courtroom in terms of having motions granted. He denied a lot of motions, folks. I mean, a lot. He was very, very state-oriented. He was almost a prosecutor. But I am thankful for that because nothing gets you prepared as a public defender like a very difficult judge where you had better have your stuff together and you had better have some damn good arguments because he is probably going to find in favor of the state. And that was great preparation. I look back on that like I couldn't have asked for a better assignment, but I am telling you, tough dude. And I'm sure there are a lot of stories out there that you know, a lot of people probably do not have good stories about Judge Conrad. I do. He really was just rough on the outside and soft and tender on the inside. Great guy. Great judge once you got to know him and once you could maneuver his courtroom. And so I'm super thankful. I am sorry that he passed on a little while ago, but what a great judge, what a great guy.